used several different players, different combinations, just trying to find a rhythm. What made it difficult tonight to get something going, especially on the offensive end?
I wanted to find guys who were going to do the right things offensively and then follow the game plan defensively and really compete. And was able to see some out of some guys, some things I liked out of some guys.
And with Capella in there, it looked like hunting blocks tonight. How difficult did he make life in the paint for you guys?
Yeah, he made it tough. We made it easy too, though, by not going up strong. So I think we can go up a little bit stronger next time.
John and then Chris. John, go ahead.
Ryan, when you say you were looking for guys who were doing the right things, that implies that you weren't seeing that from maybe your starters and some of those groups?
I think that when you're down big in the first half, there's a lot of things that aren't going right, and we're a team. Our margin for error isn't big right now. We got to be competing every possession, and we got to be locked into what we need to do every possession. And when we take possessions off, that's when those 4-minute runs, where we can't score, and then the opposing team, goes on a 10-0 run. Those are the ones that hurt us. So I was trying to find guys that were able to do things on both sides of the ball.
Ryan, do you have any concerns about guys just responding to the coaching your whole staff is giving them right now in practices and things and trying to prepare and short some of the mistakes that you guys are making?
I don't know. That's more of a question, for those guys. But I never have concerns when it comes to that. One, because I trust myself, I trust our staff, but at the end of the day, I trust our players who we have. Now, it doesn't always work out the way you want, on the court, but I do trust that these guys are trying to do the right things. But that's one I can't answer.
Chris and then Jace. Chris, go ahead.
Brian, this is the 10th game this season you guys have played without Carl, and I know obviously how important he is to the success of the team, but when it comes to just seeing progress from that first game without him to now, it's a good chunk of the season. What would you kind of tell fans in terms of the progress this team has made? Because I think on nights like this, it's hard to see that.
Yeah, it was hard for me to see that too. I will say I think there's areas that our group is going to continue to get better at. He wasn't, he didn't have the night he had the other night, but, a guy like Jaden McDaniels, Ant went through a stretch for a little bit there where I thought he was really attacking the rim, through a few games ago, and those guys were making progress to me. But, as a group, we gotta make more progress. I get it as it comes when it comes to ball movement, when it comes to our defensive acumen.
And when we talk about kind of guys sticking to the game plan and things like that, is that an effort thing, a mental thing? How do you kind of evaluate guys in that sense, and whether they're trying hard or whether it's a well-intentioned mistake?
Yeah, I would say that it leans more towards well-intentioned mistakes, and a lot of times that happens with youth. But there are some effort mistakes too. And those are the ones that we can't have. If we're going to make mistakes, they got to be mistakes where we err on aggression.
So Jason and Britt. Jason, go ahead.
Ryan, you talked about trying to find guys who are going to do the right thing tonight. I don't think a lot of people think too much about that in the third quarter of a blowout game, but does that leak into tomorrow at all? Will what we saw tonight maybe affect who plays tomorrow and even in the first half?
Could. There's that's a great thing about the NBA is, you feel sick to your stomach right now, but you have a chance to, in less than 24 hours, to, rid yourself of that feeling. So whoever's going to help us win a game, we're going with.
Is it like tonight something you almost brace yourself for when you're going as young as you are right now?
There's times I don't brace myself for any type of failure. Every time. Any game you go to, you prepare to win, and so I'm not bracing myself for anything like that.
We'll go Britt and then Ben. Britt, go ahead.
Ryan, how much have you had to tweak the schemes with Carl out, and how much has the team thus not been able to respond to the new schemes? I mean, is it a situation where there isn't really enough repetition and, muscle memory on what's going on to create anything that resembles traction?
Yeah.
And if so, how do you change that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair, Britt, but I don't want to use that as an excuse because, with some of the schematic, we have done different schematic things, since Carl went out. So, but a lot of them can be covered up with, ball pressure, can be covered up with communication, can be covered up with, containing at the point of attack. And we aren't doing a great job of those things right now. So
all of those things are effort things.
Yeah, and I think that in a lot of those, we got to see more growth. And I will say communication with a young group is something that takes time, but it's got to be. I said it. Our margin for error is not big right now.
Ben, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, before the game, you spoke about containing Trae Young. What went wrong, I guess, in the execution of stopping him today?
I mean, a lot of things. I mean, he got a lot of open looks. He got us in the air when we said we didn't want to foul, him on his pump fakes. He, broken possessions. His floater in the paint, we weren't containing within the pick and roll. So a lot of things went wrong.
Ben, go ahead.
Ryan, you kind of implied playing the guys that are going to get you a win, being a little bit more for a win at this time. Curious if that could be cutting down your rotation. You play 10 or more guys in every game this year. Could you go with a 9, 8, 7-man rotation in the game? I mean,
you'd like to, but I want guys to stand out and separate themselves too. So I think that's a big. Sometimes you're trying to find something that works in there, and that's where you get to your 10-man, 11-man, or tonight even bigger. So if I get 7, 8 guys, 9 guys that separate themselves and say, hey, these are the guys who should be playing the bulk of the minutes, then you roll with that. But I think we have some guys who are very even, so it's hard to say who should and shouldn't be playing.
We'll go last one to Jace. Jace, go ahead.
Ryan, what guys on this team have stepped up as leaders with Carl out?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when we with Carl out. I mean, it's been tough. We got guys who've been in the league for a while who are vocal. Malik, Ed, and then Ricky. Before he was before he got put in health and safety protocols. D'Lo's vocal. But we gotta make sure that as we're vocal and we lead, we lead by example too. And I know this group has it in them. We just gotta weather the storm too, because we are going through a storm right now.